The League of Women Voters Flint area would like to thank Communities First Incorporated for their assistance with recording Flint area candidates for office. And we also want to thank Flint Beat for assisting with these forums. We want to thank you as well for tuning in to the Flint School Board Forum. Unlike legislative forums, each candidate was interviewed separately and no time limit was imposed. Like the legislative forums, however, candidates were instructed to speak only about their own qualifications and not about other candidates or political parties. 15 candidates filed for a seat on the board. All were invited to do an interview. 13 responded. 12 completed an interview and one was unable to due to a family medical situation. 5 seats, and therefore 5 votes, are available. You may wish to take some notes as you decide which 5 you will select. Good morning, Mr. Calvert. Let's proceed with the questions for the school board. Number one, what has prepared you for these responsibilities?
As a former student, I'm a graduate of the Flint Community School District, first and foremost. I'm a former employee, as I was recently an attendance agent. I have been a school bus driver for First Student, starting way back in 2012. And I've worked after school as a after school coordinator for the after school program. So I've seen the innermost workings of the school district. I've been around the school district for a very long time. I do believe I have the skills and the knowledge it takes to help move our district forward into a positive shape.
Thank you. Do you have ideas on how to maintain or increase student enrollment?
Student enrollment is extremely important. Um, I believe we have everything that we need within our district to not only um, get students interested in coming back to our districts, but to keep them here. Like I said, as a former attendance agent, I've seen certain recruitment efforts and things that we've done in the past to get the word out there. And a lot of times, the community just isn't aware of some of the exciting things that we have going on in the district. So I do believe I know a few things about enrollment and getting the numbers up. We want our children to be back in the district where they belong.
Okay, let's move to question 3. How is the role of a school board member different from that of a superintendent?
Well, the superintendent is um, the workhorse, I would say, for the district. The school board regulates and comes up with policy and things that makes the school district run. In essence, the superintendent works for the district and the school board oversees.
Okay. Question 4. Do you have any other responsibilities that might interfere with your attendance at meetings?
I do not, but meetings would be of the utmost importance.
Okay. Question 5. Have you or will you be taking the school board training?
I have not, but yes, I will. I'm already becoming acclimated and aware of the different school board organizations, uh, Michigan and nationally, so that I can better myself to be the best school board member that I can be.
Okay, thank you. What do you think are the most important issues that Flint schools are facing?
Currently, I do believe that enrollment is one, getting our kids back in the district, keeping them there. Another important issue to our district is finances and getting our finances in order and making sure that we have the tools and the things that we need in order to be the best school district, not just not in the community, but the best school district for the community. And just I do know that our babies deserve a new building. They deserve a new building. They don't deserve a refurbished anything. Our babies who have stuck with us through thick and thin, they deserve something that they can go to in life and get there. And it's exciting. And it's exciting to learn when they get there. So that's one thing I do believe.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your interview today. And as I've told many other participants, we really appreciate you doing your part to inform voters so that they can make careful choices. So there's only 5 seats and 15 candidates, but to be able to actually listen to how candidates feel and what their goals and objectives are, I think is so helpful to voters. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a
This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning. How are you,
Good
Ms. Booth?
morning. Hi, Peggy. How are you?
Fine, thank you. We have 6 questions that we'll ask you about some of your opinions and credentials for this spot. The first one is, what has prepared you for these responsibilities?
What has prepared me is that I have worked in the Flint School off and on since probably 1978. Off and on, I had children that went through the Flint school system. I used to volunteer for the Title I program. I have also been a guest teacher, a substitute teacher, and a guest teacher in the Flint school system. And I am prepared right now to work as a school board member in the school system because I feel like I have some of the attributes needed, and the knowledge needed regarding what the school system is all about, and what the students need, the parents need, and how to support teachers at this time.
Okay, and the second one is, do you have ideas on how to maintain or increase student enrollment?
Oh, that's a big one, because across the whole entire United States, we know that the student count in public school has gone down. Um, I would say one thing that would help is to, maintain some stability here in terms of the Flint school system. We need to uh, promote some of our programs and services that we offer in the Flint school system. We have been, over the years, we have been a state of art. Oh, years ago, we were of the arts school. We offered a lot of services and programs, and we need to bring some back. Like the music department. We right now we don't have a um, a strong music department. The athletics, the extracurricular activities right now are so somewhat not supported the way they should be. We're trying to get the sports back up and running, so that the youth can participate in, basketball, tennis, if they want to, football. I even some students are interested in soccer. We want to bring those activities into play, but we need to make sure that our schools provide the education and resources that parents are also looking for to maintain their kids in the Flint school system. We're competing with other um, homeschooling, we're competing with charter schools, and we also are competing right now with online schools. And we have to make sure that the schools are providing the service programs and services that the parent and students are will be willing to participate in.
Okay. How is the role of a school board member different from that of a superintendent?
The role of the school board member is to make sure that there is the school is have for lack of a better term, is stable. The superintendent job is to make sure that the school is operating, and we are to provide let me think about it for a minute. There's two different roles. The school board responsibility is to make sure that we provide the support to the school system, make sure the school system is stable. The superintendent, we're not supposed to micromanage the superintendent. The superintendent's job is to do the day-to-day operation, but the staff, and make sure that his staff is doing the day-to-day operation. The board is to make sure that the schools are stable, that they're properly funded. We oversee the funding. We oversee, make sure the operation of the building, and we also look at the financial status of the school district. We try to support the school district and make sure that the teachers and the superintendent have what they need, approve different things to make sure that they have everything that they need to operate a school, the school
Okay.
district.
Have you or will you, oh, excuse me, I've skipped a question. Do you have any other responsibilities that might interfere with your attendance at meetings?
No, I am retired. I recently retired from the state of Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. So currently, only thing I have to do now is serve on the Flint School Board. I also a vice president of the Motherly Intercession, and I'm affiliated with a few other boards. But no, I don't have anything full time that'll hinder me from serving as a school board member.
Okay. Have you or will you be taking the school board training?
Yes, I'm currently taking the training. I have been on the board since March the 3rd, and I'm not, there's a lot that I'm learning, like school board policy, basic school law, um, you know, how to maintain student attendance. There's a lot of classes that I've been taking through the Michigan Association of School Boards. Um, and I have attended several classes since March. And
Okay.
ongoing, you have to, coming into the school board, my perception of, um, the responsibility of a school board was enlightened once I got inside um, that arena. Is different. Um, Participating on a school board there's a lot of responsibility that a school board member has.
Mhm.
Making sure that like now we're currently looking at trying to increase the salaries of the parapros. There's a lot of wage negotiations and different um, categories within the school district that we have to, be up on.
Okay. Thank you. And what do you think are the most important issues that Flint schools are facing?
The most crucial issues that we're facing right now is, we're trying to maintain our student count, because, the student count and how much we receive per student have a lot to do with our general funds, trying to maintain our funds, and also looking at which schools that are going to remain open. We have like 3 categories in terms of school buildings: the ones we want to keep, the ones that we want to, the ones that are currently open. We have 11 schools open, 1 high school and 1 middle school and elementary school. We have the 9 elementary schools open, and closing properties, and deciding which ones we want to keep open. We currently have bids on some of the vacant properties, and we own quite a bit of school properties, buildings and land around those schools. So right now, those are the focuses, and we also want to retain a good staff and superintendent, because over at least the last 8 or 9 years, we have had several turnover with superintendents.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for interviewing today. And we're trying to thank all of the participants for their interest in civic participation. Obviously, there's only 5 spots, so not everyone can win. But I think that it's also important just to be out there and to tell the voting public about your credentials and your interest. That's part of our improving our democracy every time we do that. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
When you are, Lori. Good morning, Ms. Darrow.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. Well, we want to start. We have 6 questions, and the first one is, what has prepared you for these responsibilities?
What has prepared me? I guess number one, being a student, being a parent, and I am also I'm an attorney and I am a librarian. So I have spent quite a bit of time dealing with academics. So I think that the main thing that has prepared me is my educational background, my love for Flint, my love for the community, and my professional background. All of that put together, I believe will make me a great candidate or a great board member.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to, do you have ideas on how to maintain or increase student enrollment?
That's definitely, I think one of the biggest things that Flint schools have to work on, it's kind of twofold. Number one is our facilities. We are so behind as far as, the buildings, the technology. We're doing the best we can with what we have, but based on the 21st century, we're kind of behind. So definitely want to update the schools and give our kids a better opportunity with technology and all of the things that are available to our teachers to get our kids and our youth able to compete at the next level. And the second thing, I think, is our reputation. People just have really gotten to, they don't trust Flint schools. They don't think Flint schools are doing everything they can. So we have to change that narrative. We have to do some big things to pull people back and to get people to trust that the school system is educating their kids, making them competitive for what's next in life, and giving them every opportunity to succeed.
Okay, thank you. Next one is, how is the role of a school board member different from that of a superintendent?
School board member looks at the entire picture, has to balance everything that's going on. A superintendent, and a superintendent is a highly paid position. A board member is someone that is kind of dedicating their time or volunteering their time outside of everything else that they do, because they see how important the educational system is. So as superintendent, it's a job for them. And so from what I see going on now is more adversarial, the superintendent board, but that's not the way it should be. The board should work with the superintendent to make the schools work. So a superintendent kind of oversees what's going on, and the board kind of oversees what the superintendent is doing. He kind of answers to the board the board kind of answers to the community, and the superintendent kind of answers to everybody. So hopefully that my explanation was clear enough for you.
Thank you. Do you have any other responsibilities that might interfere with your attendance at meetings?
No, not that I know of right now. I mean, I am a mother. Somebody could be sick, life could happen, but nothing as far as work or any other responsibilities. No.
Okay,
I would not have put myself out there if I wasn't able to fulfill my obligation.
Okay. Have you or will you be taking the school board training?
I have not, but I definitely will.
Okay, thank you. And now we're down to the last question. What do you think are the most important issues that Flint schools are facing?
As I said earlier, reputation. We have got to get people to trust the school system again. Our lack of updated facilities and our unity. I've watched a few of the board meetings, and we have got to get on the same page. We've got to get, I know there's going to be some things that we're not going to agree on, and we might see them differently, but we have got to get to the point where we are working as one unit for one common goal, and that is for the education of our students. My campaign, the motto is forward together. We can't do it without each other. So I think those are the biggest. Once we do that and people see us working together, and they'll begin to trust and admire and respect Flint schools again. Right now, we've taken some hits over the years, and I think that to me, that is the biggest thing that we're facing, is our reputation and how people view the school system right now. Because I have grandchildren and their mothers won't put them in Flint schools. I've begged, but they won't. So it's a community issue that we need to work on.
Okay, well, thank you so much. We really appreciate all the candidates being willing to do the interviews and be willing to run. Obviously, not everybody can win, but it's great that you and the other candidates have been available to be interviewed so that people can see who you are. So thank you.
Well, thank you for the work that you guys do. I love the legal